This is the Retirement Mentality channel. Guess where we are today? Here's a little bit of a hint. We are back in the Puerto Rico house. I've just about finished all of the remodel, all of the construction, getting it furnished, getting it ready to set up as an Airbnb. I've had a lot of people asking me about, what do the numbers look like, Jeff? How much did you pay for the house? How much did the remodel cost? How much emotional stress and pain did it cost? How much blood, sweat, and tears have you put into this house? I'll tell you, there's a lot of that latter one. But in this video, I'm going to dig into the numbers. We're going to tell you how much we paid for the house. I'm going to tell you how much the remodel cost, everything. I'm going to show you all the numbers. I'll even go back maybe if I can find it. I doubt I can find it, but I'll tell you what my original budget was, and then we'll look at the budget compared to what the actual cost looked like. So this is the numbers video that you've been waiting for. I'm also going to do a tour of the house here in a minute. So I'm going to break this up into two videos. One video will be the tour of the house and the other video will be the numbers. And this is the numbers video.
Shut up and sit down.
Okay, I'm back in my studio because I never quite seem to have enough time to finish a video when I'm in Puerto Rico because I'm always working on the house so hard. But let's jump into the numbers and I'll tell you what my expenses look like. The order of how my numbers are going to break down here may not make the most sense, but they're just kind of how I kept track of things and a little bit in order of how things got done in the house. So bear with me. One last thing before I get into the numbers. I just finished editing the video and I realized that I left out a couple big ticket items like some ceiling repairs, which you may run into if you had any kind of roof leaks. So instead of going back and adding them in at the end, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make available at the end of the video a way for you to get the actual Excel spreadsheet that breaks down all of our real expenses. If it's something you're interested in, I'm going to put a link at the end that you can get that. But if not, the rest of this video will go over the broad spectrum of things that you could encounter if you're going to do a remodel in Puerto Rico. So here you go. So one of the first things that we did was to replace all of the windows in the house. And we spent about $6,350 on the windows. There were 22 windows in the house. I put the Puerto Rico louver style windows in there, which I'm not sure I really think was the best decision, but that's what we have. And then after the windows arrived, I was like, hey, where's the screens? And my contractor was like, you said you wanted air conditioning in your house. And I was like, yeah, but I also maybe want to open the windows up. He's like, that doesn't make any sense. So they came without screens. And we tried living without screens and it was just ridiculous. So I just went to the Home Depot and bought screens and that was another $700. We bought screens for about maybe 15 of the 22 windows. I did not buy screens for every window because each screen is like $30. I couldn't believe how expensive they are. Anyway, let me keep going here. The roof, we paid $2,300 to redo the roof over the carport. It had the Spanish clay tiles on it. We had to have those torn off and then resealed. We did not put tiles back on the roof, but there was a lot of leaks coming through those tiles. So we just tore the tiles off, resealed it. And then on the main portion of the roof, we paid $6,350 to have that resealed, and they kind of leveled out some of the low spots. I was more than I expected. I also paid like another, I didn't include it here, but I paid like another $3,000 or $4,000 to another guy to seal the roof. And he only did half of the job and we didn't know it. And then my second contractor, after that guy disappeared, my second contractor was up there working on something. And he was like, you need to redo your roof. And I was like, I just paid a guy $4,000. And he's like, he only did half of it. So the roof was a little bit of a nightmare, but the actual expenses that you could incur for something like this on the house, 1,800 square feet, these are the costs that I have. That's why I'm doing this breakdown, so you guys can get an idea of what this might cost you if you wanted to do a project like this. The demo and the entrance to take out the old block wall, and to take out all the tile to get ready to retile and add the new step in. That cost $680. And the AC units, we put 4 AC units, 1 in each bedroom, plus a big one in the living room. So a total of 5 AC units. Those units cost $3,642. And then I paid another $2,000 to have those installed. So it's a total of $5,600 to put air conditioning in 4 bedrooms and the living room. I did pay another like $400 to put surge protectors up on the roof. My condensing units are on the roof and I had surge protectors put in so that with all the power outages and stuff, if there's a surge, it won't blow up the air conditioner. So that was another $400. That's not included here. To redo the balcony, to remove the old security bars that were on the windows, take off, it had this really stipply, big, ugly stucco work. We had that taken off and re-stuccoed, and we added a new door on there. That was $3,000 for that. And we had a new door put into the room with the 2 queen beds. That door was $375. That'll give you an idea of how much interior doors cost. It's I'll put a picture in here, but it's a metal door with a glass facade on the front that's smoked glass so you can't see into it. Okay, so now with my bathrooms, the contractor gave me just sort of a price to do the whole thing, to demo it and to put it back together. And then if I wanted to upgrade things, I could upgrade on top of that. So I had to pay for the toilets and the vanities and that sort of thing. So the price to demo the old bathroom, take all the tile off the walls, demo out the old showers, the toilets, the sinks, all of that, and put it back together was $3,200. And then on the master bath, the vanity that I went with was $650. And he just wanted to use the Home Depot grade tile, and I upgraded to a really nice tile. So I paid another $980 for the tile, and for the glass for the shower and the toilet was another $650. And then for the shower faucet and then the guts that go into the wall, the mixing valve, that was another $500. So I have a total of $5,980 into the master bath. In the guest bathroom, it was the same deal. He told me for $2,750, he would demo it and put it back together. So in there, I paid $300 for that vanity that actually came from the Home Depot. I paid $250 for the faucet. That seems high. I'm surprised I spent that much. And for the shower faucet and the mixing valves, again, that was $375. So I'm $3,675 into the guest bathroom. Okay, now we'll go into the kitchen. I paid $500 to demo out all the old cabinets and get a clean slate in the kitchen. Then they had to skim the walls. One guy did, anyway. Then they had to skim the walls. I paid, to cover up all the holes, and there was some plaster that cracked off. So I paid $600 to have 2 of the walls re-skim coated. It looks great. That's $600. I'm really glad we did that. We debated about it. So then the cabinets, I did a PVC cabinet in there. Do not use kitchens for less. I'll put the name down here. They are the worst kitchen cabinet company on the planet. They're out of Caguas. I paid $3,500 for the cabinets. They were the wrong color cabinets. They took 6 months longer than they were supposed to take. They don't have soft closed hinges. So some of the hinges are already starting to rust. The cabinet over the stove was supposed to open like this, and it opens like this. They just couldn't have done more things wrong in the kitchen, but it is what it is. They're also supposed to do our countertops. We were supposed to have quartz countertops, and we were so furious with them that we just canceled our order for the countertops with them. And then we had just an impossible time trying to find somebody else to do the countertops for a reasonable price. So we ended up doing a laminate kitchen countertop that was super cheap. It was only $650. The quartz countertops were going to be around $3,000. So I was like, you know what? We can replace these 3 or 4 times for the same price that the quartz was going to be. Let's just get these things on so we can get this kitchen done and move on with our lives. So that's what we did. So the kitchen countertops were, what did I say they were? $650. I like to put the black quartz sinks in my rental units. They're pretty durable. I've never had problems with them. That was $240 for the sink. And then I paid $85 for the poles on all the cabinets because those didn't come with the cabinets. I installed those myself. Appliances, we don't have a dishwasher. We just have a microwave hood range over the stove. We have the slide-in sexy stove. It doesn't have the controls on the back. I don't like those. And the refrigerator, we paid $2,250 for our appliances. And the kitchen faucet was $150, which brings the grand total in the kitchen to $7,975. In the laundry room, we had a few issues in there. The washer and dryer weren't going to fit in there, and there was a concrete sink built in there. So we had to demo the concrete sink to make room for the washer and dryer. And there also wasn't the vent to vent the dryer out. I don't know. There was a washer and dryer hookup in there. I don't know how they vented the old dryer. Maybe they didn't. I have no idea. There's no window or anything in there. So anyway, I paid $800 for the washer and the dryer. I paid $300 to demo the sink. I paid $200 for him to cut a hole in the outside of the house and vent the dryer vent out. And I paid $200 for the new laundry sink, which is horrible. I'm going to have to replace that, but whatever, that's what we paid in there. We just got some landscaping done in the front of the house. I had rocks put in front of there. I haven't even seen it yet, so I don't have a picture that I can give you yet, but you'll see it in the next video. So we paid $1,400 to put some landscaping rocks in front of the house and make that look a little bit nicer. We've got a new garage door coming. It should be installed in the next 2 or 3 weeks. That's going to cost about $2,000. and we tiled the walkway in front of the house. I had old tile on it that was breaking up and it was kind of slippery, so we put a new tile down there. That was $800. And I think we spent, I'm not really sure, somewhere between $500 to $800 on paint to paint the exterior and the interior of the house. I put paint exterior, but we also painted the whole interior. We did all the painting ourselves. So I just threw in $800 for paint. There's a lot of things that aren't on here, like light fixtures that we put, like $100 per room for light fixtures. I didn't throw in here doorknobs. We put all new doorknobs on the doors and to make them look nicer. So this isn't all of our expenses, but it's pretty close. And this gives us a grand total of the remodel, $47,822. And then I also, if you guys want me to do a video just on how much the furnishings cost, I've got the grand total here. We spent $16,940 on furnishings. This is beds, this is sheets, pillows, sofa, dishes, blenders, spoons and knives. And this is everything to outfit the house. I've got a list of all that. It needs to be its own video if you guys want me to do it. But leave me a comment down below and I'll do a video on how much it costs to outfit an Airbnb from top to bottom that's just totally empty. The furniture, the dishes, everything. Let me know if you guys are interested in that and I'll do a separate video on that. So the grand total that we spent is $64,762 for the remodel and for furnishing our Puerto Rico Airbnb house. Okay, here's something interesting too. In the beginning of the video, I said if I could find my original budget, I would share it with you. And I did find it. Here it is. I'll maybe scan it into the computer and pop it in here so you can look at it. But I had my remodel budget at $47,000 and we're supposed to put a pool in. I had $20,000 for the pool. We're still working on that. We can't get anybody to give us a quote or get it done. So we're still working on that. It's going to cost more than that now. And I had furniture and furnishings at $10,000. So I went 50% more, a little bit more, over 56% over budget on my furniture. My remodel budget's pretty much right on. I'm just barely over. So this was interesting. I'll pop this in there so you guys can look and see how much I thought. I must have been a little bit into the remodel when I did this because some of these numbers are exact, like the air conditioners and the quotes. No, the bathrooms, they're not the same. So anyway, I'll pop this in so you guys can see, but I was pretty close on my estimates. It cost more to furnish it than I thought, but I was pretty close on my remodel budget. So that's interesting. So I've never sold anything before. I don't have courses. I don't believe in that sort of model. But I did have a lot of work put into this Excel spreadsheet that outlines all of the expenses. So if you're interested in purchasing that, I'll put a link down below and you can see it's only like $5 if that's something you want to see exactly how much every single thing costs. I'll put that down below. But hopefully this video gave you the information you needed to just wrap your mind around what a remodel in Puerto Rico would look like. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up because we're getting a little bit long probably in this video. So as I said before, there is a video tour of what the house looks like now. It's 98% done. I'm gonna be back down in Puerto Rico for Thanksgiving. So in about 2 weeks, I'll be back down there and I'll update the video again and show you what it looks like. And I said in the beginning, I also linked to the video when we first bought the house and what my budget was like. So I'll link to that over here in case you haven't seen that video. But be sure you watch both of these videos. Oh, and as long as I got my thumbs up, be sure you like the video if you like this content. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel because if you keep supporting me, I can keep making more of this content for you. Thank you.